Welcome to another video, A Walk with Phil, and today I'm in Bloxwich, a town here in Walsall. I have been to Bloxwich, but it was a very long time ago. I ain't going to remember anything of it. I'd imagine it's been about 30 years since I've been up in Bloxwich. But anyway, it has been considered to be one of the deprived areas in Walsall. High unemployment, high crime rates, and goodness knows what else. But you know what the media are like, they do paint a very negative picture of a lot of our black country towns. But anyway, I thought I'd have a look around anyway, just to see what we can see, because I know there's some very interesting and historical parts of Bloxwich High Street that are worth looking at. So let's go and check them out. Well, here we are in Bloxwich. And it's been a long time since I've been to Bloxwich. In fact, it was so long ago, I can't remember anything of it. But I know I have been here. Just to give you an idea as to where I'm standing, ahead of us we've got Reeve Street, just there. Summerfield Road is just ahead of me, and to the left is a continuation of the High Street of Bloxwich, and that is the High Street is what is the road I'll be taking, but I'll be walking this way. And let's see what we can see as we walk along the High Street. And just here to the right, next to Asda, is the Bloxwich Fire Station. And all I know of that is it's been there quite some time. And it became a motorised fire station in 1922. Just over there we've got the Bloxwich Hospital. Well, it was a hospital, as you can see just through the entrance there, that gap. You can see the building is now, it's all boarded up. It was actually, back in the day in 1850 when it was first built, it was a private residence. But it was in 1929 it became the Bloxwich Maternity Hospital. And it was like that for quite some time before it became part of the Mental Health Services group. Run by the National Health Service, but of February of 2025 it appears to have all closed down, and all these mental health services have all been transferred elsewhere. So it's no longer a hospital here in Bloxwich. And you can see ahead there's the Asda. Asda apparently own quite a bit of property in Bloxwich. Well, these large supermarkets do own a fair chunk of properties in many of the towns they operate. Just ahead of me on the left you can see Station Road, and Station Road is the location for the police station, which is just up there on the left. And there's been a police station there since 1884, but it's the old part of the police station is all gone now. It's now brand new site, opened by Princess Anne, I believe, in 2002. And I'll just show you the police station here, because this is Station Road, and there is the new building. And yeah, one or two interesting things around here in Bloxwich. The media have painted Bloxwich to be a very deprived area, apparently. High crime, high unemployment, above the national average. But we'll see as we go along the High Street, see what it looks and feels like. We've got the War Memorial here, in between the Station Road and the High Street. And yeah, I'm just looking over there on the corner. A very old looking building just there. We're going to take a look at that. Looking across the road, this very old building on the corner here, it's called the King's Arms. And it used to be, it was once a pub. This is the entrance to the bowling green, Bloxwich Bowling Club. You can see, look at the state of this place. Apparently it's been recently inspected for asbestos and such like. I'm not sure what the person told me what they was going to do with it, but apparently it's owned by Asda. I don't know if that's right or not. If we go to the rear of the building of the King's Arms, you can see it's in a very, very poor state indeed. Look, it's almost falling down. The roof's gone. There's all all trees and foliage growing out the ceilings and the roof line. Just behind there you can see through that door, there's the bowling green. Bowling Green was all part of a showman called Pat Collins. I nearly said Phil Collins then, but he's a singer, isn't he? But Pat Collins was he had his fairground organisation based here in Bloxwich, and that was part of his organisation, the bowling club, the Bowling Green. And he set up shop in Bloxwich. It was his headquarters. I think he died in the 40s, didn't he, Pat Collins? But you can see the pub it was built. He's been here since 1783, you know, and it hasn't been a pub since around 1984. I don't know what sort of uses it may have had since after that, but it doesn't look as though it's had much use since 1984. The other side now, we've got the War Memorial yet again, as we just want to tell. I want to show you this building just here over the other side of the High Street. It's called the Bloxwich Showman, but it wasn't always a pub, was it? It was in fact a cinema. That's not the original cinema either, because it was in 1912 this site did have a cinema, and it was called the Electric Palace, but it was when Pat Collins came in this area. He bought this building, decided he wanted to improve the place, and so he got it demolished in 1921. And this is he was rebuilt, and this is the result. He called it the Grosvenor, and that was what it was. It was the Grosvenor Cinema. But he sold it in 1935 to a guy called Oscar Deutsch, who was the man who owned all the Odeon cinemas, and that's when it became the Odeon. But it closed in 1959. It had a bit of a facelift to become a nightclub in the 70s called Flicks, and then I think it was a youth centre for a time, and in 2015 we now have Wetherspoons, who are the residents of this fine building, and it's now called the Bloxwich Showman, after, of course, the showman being Pat Collins. And just show you again, there's the King's Arms just there. That's a very narrow building, this place here. Some of you may know what the shops used to be before they became beauty parlours and vape stores and Turkish barbers. But we'll have a look at that. I just want to show you this place here. This is All Saints Church, I believe. It has been here since 1791. It became a Grade 2 listed building in 1986. That makes it a very old church indeed. Let's have a look along here then. Well, that used to be you can imagine it was a take on British Home Stores, if you remember that group. Now it's a vape store. We've got a florist here. There's a nail shop. Just the road to the right there is it's Church Street, and that would be a bank at one time here on the corner. Generally you can tell it's a bank, but now we've got Bloxwich Dental Centre. Now look, see, this is what we got. I often ask, do the shops sell anything other than food these days? Unless it's a barber's, of course, because we've got a Subway there, and we've got a takeaway, a cafe. That cafe's not open. It's been established 20 years as well. It's not bothered to open today. And we've got an Hair and Beauty. We got, oh look, a little tailor shop. Doesn't look open though, does it? Oh, it is. It's got open on the door. We got another takeaway. A wedding dress, wedding shop, hairdressers, vapes. A Scoff's fish bar. Now Scoff's. Now that reminds me of a very famous fish and chip shop in Paynton in Devon called Scoff's. Everybody loves Scoff's. And yeah, they're the most fantastic chips you can ever buy. I don't know what they are here though. Here in Bloxwich. Hairdressers and a vape store, eh? Oh, it's awful, isn't it, already? We're seeing these vape stores and barbers. And we've got another convenience store there. Caribbean takeaway. Oh, that looks a rather horrid looking place, doesn't it? I don't like the lurid colours. Not sure if it opens, but Chunky Bites looks like another one that's either bit the dust or opens later on in the evening. We've got a hardware store here on the corner of Elmore Row. Now, it wasn't always a hardware store. You can see it used to be a pub, and in fact this place used to be called the George, I believe. It's very full here. Look, it looks like a bit of a porter cabin kind of structure. Got a lot of ground here. Does it belong to the church? Look at this here. Yeah, just there. Okay, yeah, there's the Bloxwich District Library, built in 1931. But prior to it being a library, it used to be a pub stood here called the Blue Pig. And it opened in 1828, or around 1828, and it closed in 1931 before it was demolished to make way for the library. But as I said earlier, this is the George. Well, was the George pub. And it was built in 1830. And it was closed as a pub in 2010 and became the Bloxwich Hardware and DIY shop in 2012, I believe. It's in very good order, is this place. Very smart looking. It looks like it's been looked after. Anyway, if we turn our attention again back over the road, because we've got a Boots. And what else we got? Another opticians. Oh, we got the Lloyd's Bank here. Is that the only bank we've got in Bloxwich High Street? We don't see many banks along the high street these days. Oh no, we got the HSBC just ahead. The Lloyd's Bank actually always used a beehive as their logo because it denoted hard work and thrift. But they use a black horse now. I don't know what a black horse means. It looks like 60s a build over there, doesn't it? We've got a pet shop and we've got Pasha's Barbers. Yeah, and what do? They wax your face, look. I think if you look carefully, they wax your face and they do different hair patterns. Right, here's the post office for Bloxwich, just here. On our left. And of course here to my right we've got a church. This is the Roman Catholic Church of St Peter. It all stands out because of the two twin towers, look. It's been here since 1869. Show you this place, but I think this may have been Woolworths. Does anybody know? There's the other part of Marketplace, and the reason it's called Marketplace is because it has a market at the top. I didn't know Bloxwich had got a market. It doesn't look particularly big up there, does it? But it ain't open today. The children and baby shop is all shuttered up, all boarded up. Look, in the jewellery store there. We've got a charity shop on the corner of this street. Yeah, I just thought I'd stand on the corner of here of Harrison Street, and there's the charity store just here on the corner. But you can see there's like a ghost sign there. Furniture, carpets, bedding, and yeah, just would that be Woolworths there? We've got a clearer view. Now over here we've got the Prince of Wales pub, and it's still trading, and it's been there since 1861. Although that wasn't the actual building in 1861 because it was rebuilt in 1928. And the Prince of Wales has stood like this ever since. Number 145, Bloxwich High Street. You've got a Greggs. Things not too bad if you've got a Greggs in the High Street. Now over here we've got another charity store and a phone shop and a nail bar and a bakery over there. Very old buildings here just at the end of this part of the High Street. As we're coming up to New Street just there on the left. And Malcolm Frost. Good old Malcolm Frost. He's still here, look, he's a butcher's. Because you don't see many butchers on the High Street these days, do you? Eh? Okay, so let's continue. We've got Marshall's there. It's probably one of the oldest shops now down in the High Street. According to a guy I just met who's a supporter of the channel, his name's Steve. Big shout out to Steve, who's given me a little bit of information about what some of the shops used to be. And this is Samuel Street just here. And we've got another barber shop on the corner. No surprise there, is there really? I don't know. The old signage above Pimbley Travel, look, you've got the High Street signage just there. And up there we've got Victoria Avenue. But we've got another unisex hair design store. And we've got another butcher's, Alan Warwick. Slot machines. Oh, we got a bakery. It's nice to see a different store, isn't it? It comes up you as a bit of a shock sometimes, you know, when you see a different shop. We got a Poundland. Apparently this road is one that is so busy, not just in the day but at night time as well. Parking is a major problem in Bloxwich town, High Street. Not many places you can actually park up. Okay, just here then we've got a convenience store, a nails bar, and oh my word, what is this? What is this place? Blush Academy. Balloon party goods. There's a big telephone exchange there behind these buildings. And this is called what's it called? The Carra? The other pub used to be here on the corner called the Bull's Head. It had been there since 1812, 2007 when it closed. It had a fire in 2010, it was demolished in 2016. And just take a look up there, we've got that Turkish Barbers and there's a Diller's drink stop. And there's another Beauty and Nails. Oh, it's such a so repetitive, isn't it? Nails, barbers, hair design. Well, there's a lingerie shop over there. But in French it's called lingerie. Right. Let's call it just down the green. That will take you around the park, I believe, Bloxwich Park. This building here, I think that used to be the Employment Exchange. I don't know when it stopped being an Employment Exchange. We can tell it was once a government building. Primary school called All Saints, just over there, the All Saints Primary School. Not sure how long that's been there, but it looks like an 1890s affair, doesn't it? That's where we've just come from. Let's go down here. Where we've got another hair and beauty and a Chinese takeaway over there, look. So depressing. Oh, there's a chip shop. Anyway, this is the promenade, and what's so interesting about this particular spot here is this fountain, and the fountain actually works. Now I've been banging on about fountains for some time now, because a lot of the parks that I visit used to have bandstands and fountains, particularly drinking fountains actually, but none of them work, and most of the bandstands have gone. But this here, this is just a fantastic looking fountain. It's not a drinking fountain, but it's a fountain. And if you go around many of the places in Europe, many of the cities in Europe, you will always see these kinds of water features in central areas of major road junctions. and it's a very pleasant sight to see, and it's very nice to hear. If you sit here in the gardens, you can avoid not listening to the traffic. There's nothing more calming than listening to water flowing like this. But this is this fountain was actually well, over there somewhere in the park. It was actually built in the park in 1890, before it was moved from the park and placed there in 1928. It has had some restoration. It had a big restoration in 1951. But how pleasant is that? Yeah, this is Park Road. It's a very old little terraced road. Look, you can see here we've got a sewing machine shop. Now, of all the shops, that's right out the way of the main high street, is this one little place here. And it would nice to think it still opens. Quaint little place. Sewing machine, sales, service and repairs. Yeah, there's a light on inside. How about that? Nice to see it wasn't a barber's. And yeah, they do look old shops here. That was number 51. Looks like it was an old shop. Oh yeah, you can see now all the terraced properties are gone now. It's replaced with these more modern flats. Some more of the promenade gardens just ahead. Hey, we've crossed the high street and we've got some signage saying welcome to Bloxwich Park. So let's see how welcoming Bloxwich Park is. Lots of trees, isn't there, already, and lots of park benches. I don't know what Bloxwich Park used to have. Did it have a bandstand once? I do believe it did. And the bandstand probably was here in this central spot here where this children's play area is now. And it was famous also for the fountain, but the fountain was moved behind me in the promenade gardens. And what can we see here? There's been a few issues with this play area, with a bit of vandalism going on. But what we've got quite a large open space here, and you'd imagine they could actually put a few more items here to play on, but we've got a slide, a couple of swings, a bit of a seesaw and something that goes round there, and oh goodness me, is that all they can provide? Very disappointing children's play area, that. Yeah, it's not a very big area. We've got a few here drinking beer here on the benches. Hey. Yeah. Hello lads, alright are you?
Oh.
Oh man. And yeah, it's what you would call a large green space. We're just behind the primary school here, and I'm going to make my way out of the park. Just found myself now at the last little bit of the top end of Bloxwich High Street, showing you the green, the road that goes around Bloxwich Park. And just here we got the Bell Public House. A pub has been here since 1813. But sadly, as you can see, it's now for sale. If you're interested, and they may let it as well. But it's been empty now 10 years, 10 years. And the Bell is no more. I don't know what it's like round the back. Just gonna have a look. That's another old building there, Oakley glass. This building on the corner. Lots of old buildings not doing anything these days unless it's flats. Yeah, you can see this probably was the car park of the pub, but well, there's a gate open. So when there's a gate open, you can walk in. We've got some old beer kegs. Yeah. And there's an old storehouse, look. Windows have been smashed, and there's another. I don't know what it is now. It might be being used for something. Might be leased off as a flat or something in there. But it's no longer a pub, and hasn't been for some time. This isn't actually the original pub. There's been a pub here since 1813, but it was rebuilt as it is in its present form in 1900. Let's go up Park Road. That's these apartments. We never know if they're apartments these days, or it's a care home or something. Anyway, it's this place here. Looks like an old chapel, doesn't it? Well, that's what it was. It was an old chapel. But you've got a lot of this stone figures now for your garden, look, with gnomes and all kinds of Greek gods like busts in the front. It was converted to a cinema, this was. And this was called the Central. It opened in around 1913, but it was a short-lived affair because in 1935 Pat Collins bought it, the famous Bloxwich showman. He bought this building and it was no longer a cinema, and he used it as a storage for all his fairground equipment in here. And as you can see, it's still being used, and it was some kind of it's had one or two different uses since Pat Collins association, since Pat Collins no longer associated with the building, but it's currently an hidden gem antique centre. So if you want to go in, you never know what you might find. Well, there you go. We did quite a bit of the high street here in Bloxwich, and along the way we did see a lot of very interesting buildings, didn't we? That King's Arms, it's falling down, and apparently it belongs to I think Asda have got something to do with it. They even own the bowling green that's behind there as well. So it'd be interesting to see what's going to be done with the King's Arms. Yeah, and of course we had the cinema, the Bloxwich Showman, and the park and the promenade. There's lots of interesting things to see. It's a very pleasant high street, but there's one thing wrong with the high street, and that's that traffic. That traffic is appalling along the high street, and according to one of the people I met here in Bloxwich, I meet my fans everywhere, he said that traffic on that high street, it doesn't matter what time of the day or night, it's just shocking. I doubt if there's anything we can do about that, but anyway, there are areas that you can sit around and contemplate, such as the promenade gardens and the park, but you can still hear that traffic very clearly in the background. Anyway, we'll leave it at that, and if you like the video, hit the like button and also hit subscribe and hit the notification bell for new videos, and I'll see you on the next one.